I've done that where I've looked at it from both. It's just that, like, if I was doing my own personal video and slapping it on my YouTube channel, I would verbalize to the people watching it that you got to remember one thing. You might not be seeing what you think you're seeing, depending on how you set your video camera up.
Right.
Because if you want to look at it the right way, then there's certain ways to set your video camera to visualize plane line and all of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. One thing I was noticing this week, when I would push it right, I was like, it felt like I was getting that big turn, like I wanted to create a lot of space here.
Yeah.
But then when I would come and try to keep my hands inside, it'd be like, boom, and then it would just go to the right. So I'm not really sure.
So why would it go to the right?
I mean, obviously, if I keep holding it like that, it's gonna go to the right.
Yep.
But I also didn't know if, since I was getting so deep, if my swing was now that way.
Probably not. So more than likely, because I think you practiced enough, that the golf club, and you're doing a good job, what you could do is even open your hips enough, but not polish it off with your chest enough.
Yeah.
And if the golf club got stuck on the inside a little bit, or you even just moved the wrong direction with your shoulders and you move your shoulders through it this way, it wouldn't come to square.
So it's like lack of rotation in my shoulders and stuff.
It could be more of the chest not finishing its job,
Yeah.
and not enabling the club to get to square, whereas if the chest just kind of cants or tilts, or it doesn't power through it, then all of a sudden one or two hang out to the right a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, and that would be the first thing I would watch first, because then if that kept happening, then you would try to save it with your hands. Whereas I like how your hands are leading into place. Now, if I went up with my hands, the face would stay open.
Yep.
Right? If I went down and through with my hands, see, they would go left.
Yeah.
You see the difference in how that looks?
Definitely.
So I'll do it on the camera just so the camera can see it. If I could keep all this back, but kind of come up a little bit, or even lean it too much and it gets hung open, right? But if I stay in and then it catapults, I go left.
Yep.
So I go left, meaning the club face squares just in time for compression purposes, and it brings the golf club from an open upward position to where it hangs a little right. All of a sudden, the slam and the gate perfectly closed.
Yeah. I've been doing that video I sent with Bryson, how it's down and rotating.
Yes.
And it's insane because I watched the video a long time ago. I think his name was like Peter Cowan.
Yeah, Pete Cowan.
One of the top instructors.
Yes.
And he said,
Love Pete Cowan.
to feel the golf swing, do reverse grip, swing it back. And he was like, there's a pinch right here that every pro feels, but no amateur feels. And when I do what Bryson does, I feel that pinch, that same pinch that he's talking about right there. And it's almost like I gotta strengthen this, because I'm so used to letting it go. I'm not used to holding it like that and then rotating.
So see how you're doing that right there?
Yeah.
Describe that feeling, because that's what I want you to try to implement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's easier to do it when you do it at that calmer pace, right?
right.
That
Definitely.
high rate of speed is where the hit becomes a little bit more involved, whereas the practice swing is going to allow you to kind of feel the operational aspects of it.
Honestly, that feels really good. It feels really spot on.
To me, it feels circular
Yeah.
without almost a release. Even though I know that it's going to release, it just feels almost like the swing is circulating more. Like it's swinging on the circumference of the circle more precisely.
Right. I feel the biggest difference for me, I feel, is in my hands, because I know at full speed I'm not keeping that angle
I know.
like that.
But again, remember, see, part of that I feel is automatically implemented and changes with the relationship of the improvements of the body movement too. So as the body movements have have become better, then the precision of your hands and how they operate also begin to improve, because they can't operate incorrectly as much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does.
Because again, the hands and the wrist become compensations to badly placed body positions in a lot of ways, in most cases, in a high amount of cases.
Yeah.
But see, and with that workstation that's set up there, is you can almost practice at a slow pace and just try to hit that pole in front of you at a calmer pace, because then you don't get infatuated with power to the distance. It's more of, okay, let's just practice that movement and just try to hit it right here in front of me, directly head on with the orange pole standing in front of me.
Right.
So you can function the movements better and get the release pattern more consistent without trying to guide it to that pole. Or in the case of a pole that's now, or a flagpole that's 150 yards away, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, usually I'll warm up with just doing that.
Yeah, you've gotten a lot better at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that feel, that tone.
I mean, honestly, most people almost never, ever practice with some sort of a workstation.
Yeah. Heck,
you have to get to the point to where, I mean, watch touring pros, right?
yeah.
Go to a driving range. I mean, I watched Anthony Kim, which has been not found for a long time, just kind of more recently came back.
Yeah.
When he was in his prime, I actually watched him down at Quail Hollow practice for about an hour and a half, and I think he probably hit 15 golf balls.
That's so funny. Because it's just, like you said, that, or you sent me that one tweet that was like, if I've hit 1 million balls, I wish that half of those were just swing on air.
He had a workstation like this, and a lot of them do. They have their own little ways of doing it, but he had a workstation that basically he'd come over, he'd hit one, he'd wander off, come back, make a few practice swings, hit one, wander back off again.
Yeah.
But you know, he was treating it almost like he was playing, I think, more so.
Oh,
would be my
absolutely.
guess.
I've read something about that, is people come to the range and hit 100 balls in freaking 30 minutes, and it's like you never are hitting back to back on the course. So he was like, a really good drill was hit a ball to a flag, put your club down and go walk around somewhere. Act as if you're walking up to your next shot, then come back with another club, hit it again.
Absolutely.
If you can have, because a lot of times I feel like when people, at least for me, when I was hitting the ball good on the range, I would have a feeling, and then I would just try to repeat that feeling. It wasn't a true like learning of the swing. For me to be able to swing, walk away, and come back in 10 minutes and still hit another pure one, you know what I'm saying? It's different if you can do it that way.
Well, it is a lot different if you can do it that way. It's also, I'm going to bring up your text message the other day, right? Well, you might want to start, I'm not saying don't have practices where you're practicing and you're thinking and all of that, but have a practice where you treat your practice just like playing. Hit a ball, walk away.
Yeah.
Come over, rehearse, practice, hit one.
Yeah.
Walk away. Come
That's
over.
That's
You
what
know,
you
instead
gotta
of
do.
just pound, which you're not prone to do that anymore. You've gone away to, most people are like, oh, I got a bucket of 80 balls, hit.
Hit them.
Hit it as hard as you can and figure out what's going on with every swing as hard as you can. It's impossible to do.
Right.
Sometimes, quite honestly, a good golf coach will slow people down,
Yeah.
because too many people are just in too big of a hurry all the time. And a good coaching is take a step back, pace yourself. Don't feel like you have to be obligated to hit every ball as hard as possible every single swing.
Right.
See that? You see how steady that release pattern is?
It feels very
Yeah, you want to do that a whole bunch and then gravitate with a little more pace.
good. Yeah.
Add a little bit of pace, right? Little by little.
Yeah.
Little less hesitation, a little more pace. And then that alignment pole that's out there in front of us just gets in the way and you start to hit it. The ball doesn't get stuck hanging so far to the right. That's it.
Yeah, those feel freaking
Right? That's nice and steady, right?
very steady, very nice. Good tempo, good contact.